Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a former model who quit the industry when his shoes were stolen. It's Jay Cluett.
Hey, Mark. Before we continue with the show, I have to tell you, I used to be a geek in school. Just, I don't know if you still want me to be on the show or not. But,
I gotta tell you something, man. I was the editor of the school newspaper.
I founded my school's chess club.
Do I have to say the last one?
You can if you want to.
I'm not gonna do it. I never got that last one. I got the editor and stuff, and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I wore corduroy pants. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I genuinely did.
Yeah, I had a pair of corduroy pants too.
Yeah, I like the feel of corduroy. What's wrong with this?
Yeah,
it's a good texture.
So to be metal, you have to dress like everyone else.
Yep, you must conform.
You know what really spoke to me? Have you seen SLC Punk?
I have not.
Let's see, who's the guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Jason Segel's in it. And while all these punks with mohawks and all this kind of stuff on, he's just wearing polos and corduroys, but when fights break out, he's the one that destroys people, or he's the one destroying cars. Like, he's the actual punk of the group, but he's the one wearing corduroy.
Well, it's like the people who praise Monty Python. I'm one of them. I love Monty Python for being revolutionary and changing comedy, and they celebrate them by just repeating the same punchlines and the same skits word for word. It's like, well, that's kind of going against what it was all about.
That's not a dead parrot.
Yeah. It's pining for the fjords. It's that's the sketch that's just running through my head constantly, 24/7.
Oh, so I showed Monty Python and the Holy Grail to my students last semester and this semester.
Nice.
And at the end of it, one of my students looked at me and was like, "Mr. Hoffmeyer, you're sick." Like, they just didn't. Some of my students loved it, but other ones just didn't understand it. Like that scene where the old historian gets murdered, and they're like, "You like this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is great."
What kind of age are we talking here?
Let's see. I have anywhere from 19 to 45.
See, that all seems like fine. I think I saw Holy Grail for the first time when I was 14. I was too young, but it's a British institution. And I loved it, and I've loved it ever since. But I'm pretty sure if I showed it to my wife, she wouldn't like it.
One of my students
she's never seen it. So.
Looked at me and said, "There's a lot of dad jokes in it."
Yeah, dad jokes are great.
Yeah, I love dad jokes.
Dad jokes are so underrated.
Like I'm all for puns and dad jokes.
Highest form of comedy.
I mean, what would they say? Puns are the lowest. Like leaving them out is the lowest form of comedy.
Yeah, I love puns.
Okay. Hey, so before we jump into Airheads, you already did this trivia, but I just want to tell you, I just want to read a list to you, okay? And sorry if I'm stealing your thunder on this, but I just want to read you the insults from this movie, and I'm sorry if I'm stealing it, okay?
Go for it.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, take a deep breath. Pinheads, bozos, nut magnets, necklace goober, poser, butt, pen is head, bozo deluxe, skid mark, sniveling putz, butt nut, dick, cheese, burger, scum-sucking weasel, dick shine, piss fart on a snail drum, tweaker, bastard, loser, bitch, chimp, stiff, dingus, slobberhead, Hollywood Boulevard trash, lowlife, queens, they look like they're carrying a load in their pants, anus, fat kid, backstabber, big mouth, dolphin butt, pussy, loser, dick smoke, butt puppet, euphems, G, guppies, tonto, dicks, buddy, curly, numbnuts, asshole, dipshit, punks, proper retards, retard, shrew, babe, pud, snake in the grass, bastard, just bastard, scumbag, dickhead, yoko, ass, spaz, moron, glory boy, shitwitch, cockroach, dick, filthy scumbags, degenerate, and swine.
I think you missed queebs.
Queebs?
Which was when they're at the Sons of Thunder gig.
Yeah.
And when they come out, Buscemi's like, "Sons of Thunder, didn't we smoke those queebs last year or something?" I didn't get the full quote, but I got struck on that one word. Like, what the hell is a queeb? I mean, it doesn't sound good. Whatever it is.
Not at all.
Definitely an insult.
I love PG-13 insults.
Yeah, you got to be more creative.
I mean, There's a couple good ones. I like when I think my favorite one is when Michael McKean's like, yeah, I'm a real dick cheeseburger. They just come at you. I wrote these down. So I was working on I was finishing up I was working on a deadline, like an edit, and I just was writing down every time I heard an insult, I would just write it down. I would like interrupt my writing to write down these words, and they just kept coming at me. Queebs.
And there's you listened, you shaved ape. Is a good one as well. But McKean has every word that McKean says to the main three is an insult.
Oh wait, so I've missed a couple. I do love when
there's a lot in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot. So you've got an admirable amount. Don't beat yourself about missing shaved ape.
That's a good one.
Listen, you shaved ape.
He's good in this movie. That scene where he's licking the handle, that was a little weird.
Yeah, there's some weird scenes, but pretty much everyone is good. I have a couple of problems with some people, but pretty much everyone is doing some great stuff in Airheads. Sorry
to interrupt. I thought that scene in Sons of Thunder concert when they're like, "Is this on?"
Yeah, it's. I last saw Airheads. I can't tell you when. I know I've seen it before, but it's been a really long time. So I watched it basically with fresh eyes, other than the premise. So just when they had the opening credits, I was just like, wait, Judd Nelson, Ernie Hudson, Reg Cathey, the hell is this film? Michael Richards.
It's a stacked cast, isn't it?
David Arquette, John Mantegna, Chris Farley. It's a very, very 90s cast, but it's great.
Have you ever had hair like Judd Nelson? Like the soul, like the weird thing. That's not a soul patch, is it? What is that?
That is a soul patch that's kind of grown beyond where a soul patch should ever go. I'm not sure there is a word for what he actually has, but there definitely shouldn't be, because no one should have that.
Could a non-slimy person have that piece of hair?
I think if you grow that, the rest of your look just like transforms into your suit becomes like a size and a half too big, and your hair just kind of secretes gel into and it all slicks back. So no, I've never had. I can't grow facial hair very well. If I could, I still wouldn't do that. It's a crime to manscaping.
I kind of feel like you don't wear it wears you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's. You don't choose who you are and then decide to have that patch of fluff on your face. No, you get that first, and everything else just kind of follows and falls into place. Like he for all we know, he has no qualifications. He was just walking around town one day, having grown that poor excuse for a beard, and someone's like, "You should be a record exec. You have the facial hair. Get in this office now. Go. Don't touch anything that's unsolicited."
What do you think about this? It's not bad. We're selling it. I love that. I love this story about him. One day so remember when George, I don't know, on Seinfeld when George Costanza started walking around with a cane and everyone treated him amazingly. So he had this, and then everyone just grew afraid of him.
Yeah, like you can't become an adult with that facial hair and not know how to handle yourself, because there's gonna be so many options. It's like a boy named Sue. You know, it's a Johnny Cash scenario where if you have that affliction, you're gonna need to know how to fight. So,
right.
So he just grew the facial hair, and everyone's like assumed, this guy knows what to do, because clearly he must have people approaching him to beat him up all the time. Look at his chin. This is not how I thought this podcast was going to start.
That's the closest I've ever, like some guy in the background. That's the closest I've come to ever seeing a guy like wearing that and not it wearing him. You know that kind of conversation. Like he almost wears it.
Almost, he almost wears it, but it's not a good look.
No.
Like, no one could pull that off. It might have been good in '95. I don't remember. I was 8 when this film came out. But it's in retrospect, this is not a good look for anyone.
I watched a movie back in the day where JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, was in rehab, and he was with Don Cheadle. Zooey Deschanel's in it too, probably like in the 2002, 2003. And in that movie, he had this so underneath his chin, he grew hair. So, when villains kind of stroke their beard, like on the bottom, they kind of like stroke their beard that's long. I just had that, but nothing on my chin, just under chin.
Okay.
And I had huge sideburns. I don't know what I was thinking.
No, that's sounds like a mistake.
Come to think of it, I actually got a job with the local record company in Tallahassee because of that. I'm responsible.
Now you know why.
I'm responsible for Hoobastank. I'm responsible for a whole bunch of bands. They grab me. They say, "Hey, you eating a burger? Come here."
So you're saying that as though Hoobastank aren't a phenomenal band that I've seen live.
Oh, I love Hoobastank. I guess I lump them in with like new metal bands.
Okay, yeah.
Stained? Do you like Stained?
I haven't had the pleasure of Stained.
Someone's gonna out there love Stained. I'm gonna make up a band. I brought the Brewskis into fruition.
If there's not a band called the Brewskis, I'll be shocked. There must be half a dozen bands in Vancouver alone called the Brewskis.
Oh, I was in a band called the Brewskis for real. We were terrible. We had songs called High Kick City, Rambo's an asshole, a vampire drank my blood and she got drunk.
See,
Yeah.
I've been burned before by believing you when you're clearly lying. I don't know whether to believe you or not.
This is 100%. We had I'm gonna get our PG-13 rating. We had a song called "We Don't Give a Fuck Shit." We had a song called "I Hate Heineken."
That's fair. I hate Heineken too.
Yeah.
I would like that song.
It was a good bit. Like, we just talked about this guy who goes to his gas station at 1:59 a.m. to buy beer, and all he had was Heineken, and he throws a fit because he wants like better stuff, not some German, even though it's not German beer. And we're just talking about.
So, what happened to your band? Did you try and break into a radio station and try and take it over, and it didn't work?
Well, we just realized if we kept doing the shows and living the way we were, we'd probably only have one show left in us. So we're like, let's retire.
Let's go on a high.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no more. We like our bodies.
Keep wanting more.
Yeah. But so this movie, man, I want to tell you one more thing, and you already know this. I guarantee it. But it makes more sense knowing that John Cusack was considered for the lead.
It does. Well, I really like Brendan Fraser in the lead role.
Oh, I like him too.
I can see Cusack being cast in it, but I think Fraser's a better choice.
I just think maybe I just see Cusack saying this dialogue. Like he's very earnest in this. I think who is it? Brendan Fraser. But
yeah.
I like the pithiness of Cusack. Like when Cusack's like accusing grunge music. Like that kind. I don't know. I really see Cusack saying this dialogue. But there's a reason he's not in it. It would have been a much different movie.
Yes, I think I've never seen him as laid back as he'd have needed to be in some scenes. I think.
Yeah.
I think Fraser is not more of an everyman. Just he's more friendly. I think like Cusack can like I love High Fidelity, which is kind of probably the closest to this in terms of the music setting and being surrounded by idiots. But Cusack's he's just a bit more uptight. The screws are a little bit tightened up on Cusack.
That makes
Fraser's just a bit looser.
He's more reserved.
So Cusack couldn't pull off Link in Encino Man. So they're very different actors.
Yeah, you're right. Do you think Fraser could pull off Grosse Pointe Blank?
No, I don't think he could. I think that needs to be more. Well, I'm sure I'd like watching the film if he did. I'd give it a go.
Let's
I
make
think
it happen.
he'd be all right in it, but he's not straight edge enough. He's too loose, too curvy.
Too curly or curvy?
I said curvy, but not in an aesthetic way.
Oh,
just
got
like
it.
If you said Cusack's a ruler and Fraser's like a piece of string.
Oh wow, that's really like a piece of spaghetti.
Yeah.
Before and after.
There we go. Yeah.
Hey.
Fraser's linguine and Cusack's rigatoni.
So what's Sandler?
Elbow macaroni.
Ooh, and what's Buscemi?
Buscemi is like raw pasta. It's like not cooked.
Ooh.
It's like a really hard. He's like a sheet of fresh pasta because he could be anything.
He's moldable.
Buscemi can do it. He's infinite possibilities.
What's Michael Richards?
Burnt. He's like a burnt fusilli.
Who's Joe Mantegna?
Oh God, it's a meatball. I don't know. That sounds really racist.
A meatball?
He's the red sauce. I don't know. Mantegna is my favorite part of this film.
Yeah, he's all. I pushed you too far. I wanted to see how far we could go on this because I was really enjoying
I was
that.
running out of pasta. Like which ones?